Hey, welcome. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. Been a while since my last upload. All kinds of reasons. Started a new job. And to be quite frank and honest with you, I've kind of lost my interest in watches. I mean, I still like watches. They still excite me. I wear a watch daily. I watch content on YouTube. I still watch streams, but it's not how it used to be, which I guess happens with hobbies sometimes. But still, the watches are still a big part of my life. So yeah, with that being said, and without further ado, let us delve into this. I don't want to say a comparison, but I made two videos, I think, about the Seestern S434 when I got it last year. I guess many people call it the SeaQ homage, but if you look a little bit into the internet, you'll find out that this design is not something that was invented by SeaQ. It's actually a design that was very common in skin divers in the 60s, from my understanding mainly from French brands. I'm not gonna go into the names because I'll butcher them, but just have a look, Google it, and you'll understand quickly that this design is quite old. SeaQ, of course, Glashut, however you pronounce it. Sorry, our German viewers. They just perfected it, and that's great. I would love to get a Glashut SeaQ, but I'm not there anymore. Yeah. So anyway. As you see, we've got two variants of the SeaQ. I'm sorry, the Seestern SeaQ here. We've got the S434 on the left and the S435 on the right. Now, there were a few versions, two versions of the S434, dubbed V1 and V2. And then they released the S435, which had considerable upgrades. One of the main upgrades was the changing of a movement. Before that, they had the, if I'm not mistaken, the NH35. And then they switched to the Seagull ST2130, which is, as I understand, is a high-beat Edacle. Maybe you can see it in the sweep, which is a little more smooth on the right piece that we have here. As in terms of accuracy, both movements seem to be quite come out of the factory quite nicely regulated. I'm out of the business of checking with apps how accurate my watches are, because I found that takes away from the enjoyment of the watch, unless I detect something really irregular that doesn't make the watch function as a timekeeper, because personally I do use my watches to tell the time. I don't use my phone to tell the time, so they are a tool for me, more than just I don't know, a hobby or a jewelry or whatever you want to call it. So aside from the change of movement, which is quite a substantial upgrade in my book, the watch is thinner, and I'll try to show it to you on the. Well, I think it's pretty clear from from looking at both these watches. Now I don't have a meter here. I can't tell you exactly what's the dimensions. I'm sorry for my laziness, but I'm sure you can find them online. This is really a quick look because I just recently got this S435, and maybe it's hard to tell in this lighting, which is not the best. But this is the black dial version, and this is the blue dial version. So I first had a blue dial version, and then a friend of mine got the black one, and I just, it's just I want to go to black because black is classic, it's eternal, and the blue is beautiful. It has a nice sunburst. You can see it in the videos I made. But the black just goes with anything, and I'm a sucker for black dialed dive watches. So something other than that we can quite clearly see is that the sapphire glass on the S435 is domed, which is something I personally really like in my vintage inspired blah 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 watches, dive watches. I really like that effect it creates on how it distorts the indices on the dial, as opposed to the 434, which does seem to have a bit of some kind of, I can't tell exactly, but it's very nice, but I really prefer the doming here personally. Another big difference is the crowns. As you can see, the crown on the left is well, I guess it's quite I don't know, normal looking, while the one on the right looks like I don't know, like a cupcake, I guess. Now both of them have the I guess S, which stands for Seestern, and I think, I mean, from my eyes, this is pretty much about it. There might be more, so if you there's another comparison on YouTube which is much more in depth and not as lazy as this one, so do give it a look. I'll link to it in the description. But there isn't much of a difference other than these things aesthetically, and of course the movement, which is substantial. Would I recommend this? Well, if you like the style, definitely. The bracelet seems to be same, more or less. The old one, that's a big one. I didn't mention that. Sorry. The old one has that. It doesn't, as far as I can tell, it still has a sticker on it. It doesn't have that push quick adjust feature, which is present on the new one. As you can see here, you just push it and you play it around with it, so you don't have to remove links on when it gets hot, and this and that. And other than that, I don't see any other substantial differences in the looks, bezel, action. It's pretty much the same, or it is just the same. Let me show you the lume, which is something I've noticed, which does pose a difference between these two versions of the same watch. Let us see. Again, the lighting is not so